Hello, good people. Welcome back. It is time to munch all noobs. I've been playing a lot of aggressive decks on the channel recently. You all know I got to go back to my roots at least once to play some Pac-Man. If you have watched any of the more recent Pac-Man videos on the channel, then you'll know I've been working with a little bit of a newer version of the deck that I've been trying out with Protector of the Sanctuary, the Jars, Magician of Faith, Tsukuyomi, and the like. But wanted to go back to a little bit of an older build that I've had with more burn cards, a little bit more burn focused, because I just want to give that a little bit of a shot again, you know, change up the pace a little bit here. But yeah, we've got more actual Pac-Man monsters in this deck. We have the Lakuta, Scarabs, Golem Sentry, Medusa Worm, and a Stealth Bird. We have, for our burn package, a full 3 wave motion cannons. We have Nightmare Wheel, Ceasefire, Ring of Destruction counts as well. We don't want to go all in on a burn package, don't want to turn this into a burn deck. We're mostly using the burn cards because they just fit into the deck pretty naturally, right? Nightmare Wheel stops attacks while also doing chip damage to burn the opponent to speed up your clock. Stealth Bird speeds up the clock quite a bit. Ceasefire just helps you deal with Nobleman of Crossout. Ring is Ring. And Wave Motion Cannon just not only does it deal a ton of damage and just end games sometimes for free, it also acts as a lightning rod. So your opponent sometimes really wants to deal with this, but you've got a floodgate you need to protect. Now they have to decide which one they want to take out. And a lot of times they will take out the Wave Motion Cannon, and you're pretty happy with that. Eventually you'll get to another one, or you'll get to some other burn, as long as you keep your floodgates like Gravity Bind and L Lab alive. Huge fan of this card in the deck. I usually play 3. Sometimes I cut it down to 2 if I want to try out some other cards for a bit of a flex slot, but opting to play the full 3 here. For the side deck, going with some of my tried and true options. We've got the Jowgen the Breaker, the Tribe Infecting Virus. We've got Mind Control, which I've absolutely loved in this deck recently. We have the MST and Double Snare to deal with Decree. Of course, Double Snare can also deal with Jinzo. See a lot more of that stuff on the ladder than you tend to in tournaments, so pretty important to have those. 3 Solemn Wishes, love this card against burn. Pair it with Des Lakuta, and sometimes you can find yourself over 15,000 life points. Just so good in this deck. Divine Wrath, love this card. Curse of Royal. Chain Disappearance is one that I've tried out for quite a bit. It's been pretty good. Basically, this deck hates Thousand Eyes Restrict, and if you Chain Disappearance your opponent's Thousand Eyes Restrict, it actually extracts all of the copies from their extra deck, so they'll never have access to that again. You don't really care about Scapegoat in this deck, but Tear specifically is a problem, so you flip it up against a Tear against the control matchup. It's really, really good. We have a Wall Revealing Light for those pesky Mystic Swordsman level 2s. And then one card that I like to play around with is Royal Command. Of course, our monsters are not flip effect monsters, so Royal Command doesn't actually affect us at all, but it does negate our opponent's flip effects. And it doesn't just negate flip effects, it negates the effects of flip effect monsters. So if the opponent discards a Night Assailant to, say, a Raigeki break, they don't get the Night Assailant's effect to pick up a flip effect monster from the graveyard. This card's sick. Hopefully it does something in this video, but yeah, that's enough about the deck. Let's go ahead and get to some matches. All right, match 1 here against Kippopotamus. I like this name. See if Paper Gang can take us there. Well, you know we always got to do Paper Gang whenever we're playing Pac-Man, right? All right, see? That's why. Get to go first here. The opponent the Indeed. And we'll give him the U2. All right. Fantastic hand here. This is just awesome, of course. Yeah, let's go ahead and lead on the old Delinquent Duo. And let's see what we can rip. Hopefully the opponent doesn't have a Sinister Serpent here. Maybe we can rip a BLS. Ripping a Judgment's not bad. Z Metal Tank. All right. All right. Opponent's got the sauce going. Third on Graceful Charity. We draw a second Gravity Bind and a Knock. Well, I get the feeling Knock's not really going to be the best here, so I think we could discard that. And maybe we actually just discard the other Gravity Bind. I want to keep the Magic Jammer around, I think. Sure. And I'm going to lead on... Yeah, I'll lead on set Sangan. That's totally fine. Set the Gravity Bind and the Magic Jammer. Pass the turn. If the opponent has Knock, like, that's fine. We lose our Sangan. That's no big deal. I have, like, the best 2 monsters in the deck already in hand. So I don't feel like I need the Sangan here. Rhoda's fine. If they get level 2, this is also Pretty good for me. The Exiled Force, even better. Yes, 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 yes. Take out the Sangan. All right, let me get my search here real quick. Could get Golem Sentry. Golem Sentry is pretty good, though it's not the best under Gravity Bind. I could just get Stealth Bird. Try to get the game over with here. I already have Swarm of Scarabs. Let's get Stealth Bird. And I think I'm actually going to set Swarm of Scarabs on the next turn rather than Deslakuta. I'm already up on cards here. And I would like to, you know, just keep my opponent's field clear. I don't even think they do. They are a Rhoda deck, so like they could have level 2. Nah, I don't think I need the swords. I can kind of just like use that as the Magic Jammer fodder, right? X head cannon, sure. Flip up bind. Cool. All right, they do have a back row this time. That's okay. Nightmare Will's not bad. Pretty much anything that's a good card, which at this point is going to be like everything, right? God, skill drain? Oh no, I can't beat that card. Not in game 1. Oh no. Let's set Nightmare Wheel. Uh-oh. I have Book of Moon. That can sometimes beat it. Let's just set Stealth Bird. I'm not going to play out the swords, but the Swarm of Scarabs chilling here. Not great. Maybe I can draw into a Wave Motion Cannon soon. That would help out a lot. Facilier is fine. That still can't attack. All right, my turn. Oh, Ring. Well, Ring's pretty good. I think actually going to Nightmare Wheel this X-Head Cannon here. Just to get some damage flowing. Put Swarm of Scarabs in defense. I'm going to go ahead and set the Lakuta, and I'm going to set the Ring. Pass the turn. So now we have Ring potentially trained on a pretty giant monster here. And we've got damage flowing a little bit with Nightmare Wheel. I'm going to let this Graceful Charity go. I want to save Magic Jammer for Heavy Storm. That's the card that I care about the most at this point. Zombra, get out of here. White Dragon Head, get out of here. I guess putting the Nightmare Wheel on the X-Head Cannon's not the best because they can just, Contact Fusion it off. But I was thinking I could get an extra 1k damage here, but I think I'm just going to hold on to the Book of Moon instead. Sure, I was thinking that like I was going to use this Ring on the Facilier, so we'll just Nightmare Wheel the other monster. But, Duo... Alright, that's fine. I could Magic Jammer to keep these around, but I don't think they're high impact enough, really, right? Oh, there's Wave Motion. Okay. The opponent takes another 500 here. Wave Motion Cannon comes down. Unfortunately, Magic Jammer is not live here, but if the opponent draws Heavy Storm this turn, cool. So be it. I guess I'll die. No, they do not have it here. Excellent. All right, move to the standby phase. Opponent goes to 4,000. We've almost got it here. I'm going to leave the Golem Sentry in hand. There's no reason to set it while I have Magic Jammer down. Opponent doesn't know it. They could be dead next turn. All right. They pass over. Exiled Force. That's not the worst card I've ever seen in my life, I suppose. That's 2 on the Wave Motion Cannon, so I guess... Now just activate Ring of Destruction first. If the opponent has... they've got to have quite a bit to get out of this, honestly, at this point. If they MST the Wave Motion Cannon, of course, we just Magic Jammer. Limiter Removal. That one's fine. If they activate another one, yeah, I'll Magic Jammer that one. Getting rid of the Golem Sentry. So now this needs to be Solemn Judgment. And now they just lose. Let's go. All right. Hey, fought through the skill drain. Like I said in the profile, sometimes, you know, well, it wasn't Wave Motion Cannon that did it there, but if they didn't have the limiter removals, Wave Motion in combination with the Ring would have cheesed the opponent out of a game that I probably shouldn't win. But we saw skill drain. I don't like that. MST's like my one answer here. I can bring in Wall of Revealing Light. I think I'm also going to bring in Curse of Royal. I want to bring in Tribe. It's not great against Skill Drain, but like nothing I have is good against Skill Drain. So let's get rid of Knock. That seems kind of poor here. Needle Sealing actually seems all right. Just being a sort of like generic anti-aggro card. Ceasefire, maybe not great. And need to cut one more. I think I'll just get rid of the Stealth Bird here. 1700 does block a lot of monsters, but that's fine. We can protect the Medusa Worm, and I think that's probably going to be a little bit better here. I could bring in Breaker. It doesn't do... I don't expect them to be like a Decree deck, though, and that's kind of really all I want the Breaker for. I think that's all I'm going to do. Yeah, let's keep it at that. Move on to game 2. Maybe we can get a nice quick 2-0 here with PACMAN in less than 15 minutes. All right, this is a good hand. Always love to see Wave Motion Cannon, Solemn Judgment turn 1. Especially with Mirror Force backup. Yeah, this hand is quite good. Definitely, at this point, looking to set Sangan turn 1. Zombara. Yeah, okay. Maybe it's Lakuta time now, actually. No. We'll play around Knock. And if they attack the Sangan, like that's okay, right? Play out the Wave Motion Cannon. If they don't Skill Drain on the end here, there's a reasonable chance I will want to Solemn Judgment that whenever it happens. Skill Drain's just a absolutely back-breaking card for PACMAN. It is beatable, as we saw in game 1, but it's not a card that I usually want to fight through. Reflect Bounder is fine. I think this is a good chance to just throw off the Mirror Force, get a lot of value. The Sangan in combination with Wave Motion Cannon can do a whole lot of damage. We do give the opponent Dark Light, but cool. If they summon BLS, I'll just Solemn, but yeah, they're going to throw down Knock. That's fine. We lose the Sangan, no big deal. And set a bunch of back row. Cool, that's fine. All right, well, had I known I was drawing Needle Sealing, I would not have used the Mirror Force there, but, you know, such is life, right? I'm not going to attack with Lakuta. I'm just going to set it and set the Needle Sealing. There's no reason to run into a Battle Trap for 500 damage. What you got, opponent? Facilier Dragon, the Dual Mode Beast. Okay. I will attempt to protect with Nightmare Wheel. Awesome. Yeah, if the opponent flips Skill Drain here... Oh. Well, I can book a Moon instead. Actually, that does beat Skill Drain. Sure. Let's flip up Lakuta. Ring. That's an easy book. Okay. So that goes face down. I draw my card. We pick our plus back up. Wave Motion's on 2. I mean, set the other Nightmare Wheel. Makes sense to me. Pass over the turn. Like, maybe we don't even need this Needle Sealing at this point. Double Nightmare Wheel plus Wave Motion Cannon getting it done. Haven't even had to even think about using the Solemn Judgment yet. That's why I just love Book of Moon in this deck. It's so good. Graceful Charity. Okay. That's one reason to not set the other Nightmare Wheel, but I still think it made sense to set it. Let's go ahead and flip Lakuta. At this point... Oh, Medusa Worm? That's pretty good. At this point, I might not even Solemn a Skill Drain. Because I'm looking at protecting this Wave Motion Cannon, fighting through a potential Heavy Storm, something like that. Needle Sealing getting closer to being online. There's an X-Head Cannon, sure. If I flip Nightmare Wheel here and everything works out, the opponent will go to 6,000. Wave Motion Cannon will be up to 4. We'll have them dead on the next turn. So now the game sort of devolves into protect Wave Motion Cannon, really. MST. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to activate the Needle Sealing. Because, yeah, I've just got exact lethal. Man, I really want to use the Graceful Charity here. Swarm of Scarabs. Okay, I mean, I'll set it, right? The hand of good shuffle. Did I not activate Deslocuta last turn? Hold on. I just need to see now. I don't remember actually activating it. Drew Graceful Charity. I did activate Deslocuta. Oh, I drew the Medusa Worm. That's right. Okay. Like, people down in the comments are going to crucify me for not activating Lakuta at every possible moment. All right. I have the wall. Or I guess this is the wheel. I have the wave. We have the triple W here. www.pacman.com. Hello? You gotta have an answer to Wave Motion Cannon. You just lose here, opponent. Limiter. That's kind of funny. Okay, yeah. Pump up the monsters and let them die. All right, we take the -3. I guess I lose my Nightmare Wheels, but cool. Sure, I love it. Okay, so now... I'm gonna throw down this Graceful Charity. I guess I could just pop. I don't need to pop the Wave Motion Cannon just yet. Let's throw down Graceful Charity. I've been holding on to it forever. I'm gonna get as much information. Oh, now I do definitely just pop the Wave Motion Cannon. Let's get rid of Exiled Forest. Let's get rid of Swarm of Scarabs. And pop Wave Motion Cannon before giving the opponent any other opportunity. And let's see, we put him at 1,000. I think I'm just going to blind MST here. Well, no, I want to keep Magic Jammer up, so let's flip Lakuta. The opponent can't activate Skill Drain now either, so that's pretty good. Another Nightmare Wheel. Okay. Yeah, Mirror Force be damned, right? Let's flip up the Medusa Worm, and like I'm already going full force into Mirror Force here. Let's flip up everything, try to beat a Sakuretsu Armor as well. I guess drawing the other card, maybe I'm not playing this as well as I... I think I'm just like so far ahead here, right? That this is all okay. Sure. I lose everything, that's no big deal. The opponent's at 500 life points. I've got a Wave Motion Cannon that I can protect. And actually, you know what? I like keeping the Nightmare Wheel, so I think all of this is a-okay. We'll set Magic Jammer. We'll set Nightmare Wheel, and now I have MST to discard to Magic Jammer, because MST is kind of like whatever at this point. Just need a turn with this Wave Motion Cannon. Got a little loose here. With the plays right at the end, just see the end in sight. Move to main phase 1. Declare the effect of a Wave Motion Cannon. Let's get out of here. All right. Match 1 down with PACMAN. Wave Motion Cannon putting in the work. Nightmare Wheel putting in the work. The opponent, yeah, Limiter. Oh, they've got a they could have solemned the Wave Motion Cannon. I mean, that could have helped them. I mean, they would have gone down to 250. I think the opponent's just in a really bad spot no matter what there, right? I think attacking into Mirror Force with all of my dudes is totally fine. If they don't have exactly Mirror Force there, then they can't really punish the attack. And even if they do have Mirror Force, I have the Solemn Judgment that I had, of course. If they have Solemn backup, that's fine. I've got the Wave Motion Cannon. I've got the Nightmare Wheel. Everything's going to work out just fine. I even have Magic Jammer to help protect against like top-decked MST, Heavy Storm, or, Pot of Greed, whatever. Yeah, I think the opponent was just in a really, really, really bad spot there and able to take it home. But that was actually a pretty quick PACMAN match. But, let's get another one. I'm sure since we got the quick one, the next one's going to be like an hour long. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Match number 2, go on Paper Gang. All right. Paper Gang just always wins whenever you use it with PACMAN. I think for whenever I did the PACMAN to 1K series, I'm pretty sure I chose paper every single game. And that is objectively correct, by the way. What is also objectively correct is how good this hand is. Got the Wave Motion Cannon. set these. I'm going to set the Magic Jammer just to completely play around duo, but I'm not so sure. Yeah. No, I might just Solemn Judgment the Heavy Storm rather than Magic Jammer it. I really want to keep my Deslakuta around, but we'll see. Maybe the opponent just won't have Heavy Storm. Solemn Judgment's just so good. I don't have any protection for Lakuta, I guess. Let's just Magic Jammer. If I had like a Gravity Bind or a Level Limit or something out, maybe it would be better to just rip off the Solemn Judgment, take the hit on the life points, keep my Lakuta around, but oh god. Well, now I will pay the tax. I gotta get rid of that thing. That thing is a menace. Please don't have Premature Burial, opponent. It's not real. It can't hurt me. Alright, set a bunch of back row. That's fine. Exiled Force. That's also fine. I kind of want to summon an attack, but I don't really think that's what I want to be doing. I don't really expect this thing to live, so I guess I actually will attack it into a battle trap. I don't think I'm willing to Solemn just like a random Blade Knight or something that comes down, so I may as well get in the 500, maybe take out a Sakuretsu armor. Probably going to be losing the Swarm of Scarabs here, summoning Exile Force. Basically, I need like some sort of protection. A Gravity Bind, a Level Limit would make this hand so much better. Oh, Giant Rat, okay. So it's Earth aggro, that's fine. Yeah, lose the Swarm of Scarabs. Not a big deal. I've got Exile Force for this. I also have Golem Sentry for that. Maybe I do that. Golem Sentry doesn't live through Gaff or Gigantes, but lives through just about everything else. I guess it doesn't live through Lily either, but oh, there's Gaff. I'm going to Solemn the Gaff. I want to keep my Golem Sentry around. This is obviously very, very risky, but I think it's okay. If I don't Solemn there, they can just attack over, and I'm taking 1,400 anyway, so basically I'm paying an extra 600 to just get rid of the Goblin attack force. Mirror Force. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm just going to set the Golem Sentry. I guess I don't need to play out Exile Force now either. What am I saving it for? Just get the value out of Mirror Force first, I guess. Makes sense to me. Hopefully, I don't know, they summon out another Gaff. A lot of Earth aggro decks don't play... okay. Nox, pretty good draw here. Summon another monster. I didn't draw Mirror Force, opponent. Can't really go into ring range, so you're just going to Mirror Force this, get it out of here. All right, L-Lab. All right, okay. Golem Sentry's not bad. That's a fine consolation prize here. Just going to set it. I feel like the opponent drew the knock last turn, so... Oh, no. Uh-oh. Yeah, final attack orders is not good for me. L-Lab. Gravity Bind. That works too. Thank you, deck. Thank you. Just in case the opponent draws into some sort of like MST or something, whatever, I'm going to try to take out the tribe here. Just get it gone. I don't know if they have a monster in hand. They probably do, but I think this just helps increase my chances of living here. DD Assailant is fine. Got 3 more turns to go on this Wave Motion Cannon. Can we get there? It's asking a lot. Book of Moon, okay. Wave Motion Cannon up to 6. I'm going to set the book. Pass the turn. Don't draw breaker. Oh, wait, no, I have breaker protection now. Okay. 2 more turns? Hmm? They're having to think. Are we going to cheese this game out with wave motion cannon? Like, I looked at my opening hand, I'm like, this hand's so good, and then it kind of just got torn apart. Now I'm sitting here at 1,200 life points. Gaff, okay. Swarm of Scarabs. So you're saying there's a chance. I'm gonna hold on to it. They have to draw an out next turn, and it has to be Heavy Storm or MST. Or Dust Tornado. They've got a pretty good chance of drawing the out here, but if they don't, they just lose. Give them the thumbs up. We're sitting here in standby phase. Summon Breaker. Breaker was your draw, please. Or just don't have anything. That works for me too. Rhoda? Rhoda's fine. What does Rhoda get? I don't really care what Rhoda gets. I would have to book a Cliff the Trap Remover, but that's okay. Yes! Opponent didn't let me pop it, but that was going to be a wave motion cannon for 8,000 damage. Love it. All right, let's bring in the tribe. I actually might bring in MST and Breaker here because final attack orders, that is, woo. That one's tough, but I'm going to bring in the Divine Wrath and the Curse of Royal. Wall of Revealing Light. Definitely don't need Royal Command for this matchup. What do we not like? Knock is pretty bad. Stealth Bird's pretty bad. I can cut a Wave Motion Cannon as well. Do I want to bring in MST or Breaker? I think MST is a little bit better. I could cut the Needle Ceiling. The opponent's never really going to go, like, super wide, but I guess they can. Like, they have Gigantes, they have Premature Burial, stuff like that, so maybe I deal with final attack orders by just not letting their monsters attack, right? That seems pretty good to me. Could cut Medusa Worm, then I go down to 12 monsters. That's a little... I mean, I've run the deck with 12 monsters before. No, I think this is fine. I don't think we need to overside. If the opponent shows us Decree or something, then... yeah. Then we'll bring in the Breaker and the MST and the Double Snare, but I think this is totally fine. Divine Wrath is basically here for level 2. Okay, just a Kaiku and a back row, that's fine. Judgment. Okay, Ring's not bad. How badly do I want to protect Scarabs here is the question. I'm going to set it. I guess I should have played the level limit first. Just not give the opponent any other information, but... set Curse of Royal. I mean... I don't like Breaker either. Alright, I'm just going to set the ring. We're playing into Heavy Storm. Pretty badly here. Dust Tornado is going to take out the ring. That's okay. We've got Curse of Royal to help with an MST. Though we kind of get owned by a level 2 here. That's kind of what, like, the ring was... okay, yeah. Never mind. I'm just going to get owned by everything. Sure. It's like, it's one of those weird hands where, like, if you don't play all of that stuff out, then you lose to, you know, X, X, or X. But if you do play them all out, you lose to Heavy Storms. Like, pick your poison. And a lot of these hands I'm a fan of in PACMAN, just not playing around Heavy Storm, getting the cards out, playing around, like, the most cards possible sometimes. Now, there are a lot of times where you do just play around the Heavy Storm, but I wanted the Curse of Royal for potential Dust Tornado or MST. I wanted the Ring for potential Breaker or level 2, and I wanted Level Limit to protect from everything else. So, I don't know. Sometimes you just cut your losses, and you lose to the Heavy Storm. You go to game 3, and you try to win there. I'm alright with it. But definitely not going to win this game. If the opponent didn't have, like, exactly Heavy Storm there, we probably just win the game. Exiled Force is a really, really good draw, though. So, pretty happy to see that. This is going to pick up a +1. It's unusual for an Exiled Force. I can't think of anything I would actually want to Book of Moon. So let's set Divine Wrath. Can't really think of anything I'd want to Divine Wrath either. I guess a Breaker. This Breaker would pick up a +1 either way here. All right, Gigante Rat. That's okay. Maybe we can pull this back. We're not actually too far behind now. Golem Sentry. Lakuta. All right. If this can get protected, like if the opponent doesn't have another summon, that'd be great. Maybe... Yeah, I'm going to set it. That's fine. They probably do have another summon, but maybe they play around Mirror Force. Oh, Tribute for Mobius. No, I have the Divine Wrath face down. If I'd had another card in hand. Oh, that's so sad. Okay. I get to Book of Moon, so I do get to protect the Des Lakuta. I still think playing out all of the cards and not leaving the Divine Wrath up was good here so that I could protect the Lakuta, because that's pretty much, you know, my chance to get back in this. Do you have a Gigantes? If you do, all hope is lost, but... Oh, Prima. Yeah, sure. I'm still gonna die. Okay, well, I mean... I guess, not a damn thing was gonna happen in my favor in this one. Sure. That is A-okay. Not dead. L-Lab goes pretty hard here. So it at least locks down the Mobius. I can take a few attacks at 900. Book of Moon's not the best, but... I'll set it, and I'll pass the turn. Maybe we'll draw Solemn Judgment along with our good hand in Game 3, right? Yep, there's the Mobius. Sure. All good. How much are we attacking with? We're attacking with everything here. Okay, well, at least I can flip the Mobius down again. I'm only taking 25. It's not great, but I guess I have to take it. Still hoping for Gravity Binder level limit. Opponent's at 7,100 again, so what if I draw level limit area B into Wave Motion Cannon and we deal 8,000 again? Breaker and Heavy are gone, and a Dust Tornado? They're having to think. I wonder what that's about. Floodgate or bust here. Opponent is typing. What are we? You could not. Golem Sentry. Okay. Sure. I'll set it. Opponent being a good sport. Love to see it. I'm very dead here. They have a level 2, but, that's all right. Maybe they forget to attack with it. They attack with Breaker first, and then they pass their turn. All right. We'll admit defeat. Mobius in the deck, so I feel even better about having Divine Wrath in. Seems pretty good. Level 2 is just an absolute menace. There's not really much I can do about that. Yeah, opponent's draw lined up very, very, very well there. But I'm just going to click Done Siding. We're going to move to Game 3 and hope it goes a little bit better. Maybe we can have some Heavy Storm protection. Oh, I just realized the opponent has Heavy Storm sleeves. So clearly they just willed Heavy Storm to the top. This hand's pretty good. I do like this. I'm going to play out double L-Lab 2, I think, and I'm going to set the Golem Sentry. Activate, set, pass turn. So we've got double L-Lab locking down pretty much everything. And we have Nightmare Will to lock down level 2, and Solemn Judgment is Solemn Judgment. So all things told from the information that I have currently, I like this spot. Nobleman across that is okay. I lose the Golem Sentry, no big deal. Would love to find a Lakuta at this point, of course. Wave Motion Cannon would also be very good. Breaker is fine. Would you like to break one of the face downs? It's probably... No, they're getting rid of L-Lab, so they may have another answer for this one. Could be like a dust tornado or something back there. Ooh. I might solemn a dust tornado at this point then. That seems pretty advantageous for me. Set Swarm of Scarabs, set Solemn Judgment, pass the turn. See what they do. They didn't activate it here, which makes sense. I wouldn't expect them to activate it in the end phase. I guess unless they wanted to play around Solemn Judgment here. Yeah, they... Nightmare Will is like not the best here. I'm gonna Solemn Judgment that. I think LAB is very important here. And I have a backup Solemn Judgment. I just have to be careful about when I use that because of Ring. Keep this breaker locked down. Yep. Awesome. Fantastic. Draw Lakuta. Things are great in Pac-Man world. Flip up the Swarm of Scarabs. Take out the breaker. Do I attack? I don't think so. I'm just going to reset. And I'm going to set my Lakuta. Pass the turn. Just going to build up a bunch of card advantage. Draw into some of my burn spells. Take the opponent out that way. Maybe I draw into another Swarm of Scarabs at some point. It's not worth the hit for 500 there. I think people are actually too aggressive with attacking with their Pac-Man monsters with this deck. Oh, Sangan. That's a really, really good one. That one I will attack with. See if this Lakuta's good. Awesome. Curse of Royal. Awesome. That protects level limit. Okay, let's just reset Lakuta. Summon Sangan. The opponent would have Torrential there if they had it. Alright, get in for 1,000. Set Curse of Royal. Curse of Royal doesn't protect against heavy, so Solemn Judgment does still have to get used on that. Which is risky, of course, but it's alright. Assuming the heavy doesn't come soon, I think I'm in a very commanding position here. I can stop Dust Tornado, MST. I can stop a Solemn Judgment of their own if they happen to have it with Curse of Royal. Assuming it's not used on a monster. Nope, they're just going to pass the turn. Love it. Mirror Force. Like, it's fine, but not incredible. Draw another card with Lakuta. Another Lakuta. Okay. I guess I can attack with Lakuta now, right? Yeah, I've got a backup. Let's just get in a little bit more damage. Even a Mirror... Yeah, Mirror Force here is fine. I lose the Sangan, which was a nice attacker, but that's okay. I took out the Stealth Bird. Golem Sentry doesn't attack for a lot here. Could just grab another Swarm, because I've got this Lakuta here. Exiled Force. What does Exiled Force do for me? Not a lot. Let's just get the Swarm Scarabs. Now I don't have to worry about Mirror Force at all. So let's set another Lakuta. Pass the turn. I think we're totally fine here. I'm okay with that Mirror Force. I'm not in any rush here. Opponent checking out the graveyard. No Earth, so we can't summon Gigantes. We can set a monster, though. I can blow that up with Swarm of Scarabs. Alright, flip up Lakuta. We're back to this position. Would love another Solemn Judgment. Nightmare Will's not great. But I can freely attack with, well... Yeah, if they have a Sakuretsu for this, they clearly don't have Torrential. I'm just gonna reset the Lakuta. And I'm gonna summon out the other Swarm, and I'm gonna attack with both of those. I would rather them Saku one of these than Saku my only Lakuta. So let's just get in there with the boys. And I'll reset both of those and pass the turn. Basically, at this point, trying to fade Heavy Storm so I don't go to 2,000 off of the Solemn Judgment, and then they just summon a Gaff and kill me with Raigeki. Raigeki. Ring of Destruction. Lord. Yeah, pass the turn. Awesome. Graceful Charity. Fantastic. There we go. Let's flip up the Lakuta here. Get my draw. Exiled Force is fine. Activate Graceful Charity. Solemn Judgment, Wave Motion Cannon. Ring, Divine Wrath. These aren't incredible. What does Divine Wrath help with? Not much at this point, honestly. Level 2, but I have Nightmare Will for that. I've got all of these other things for that. I think I'm going to get rid of Swords and Divine Wrath here. We're not getting to a point where Mobius is going to come down, but I guess I could respect that. Sure, I'll get rid of Nightmare Will. That's fine. Flip these up. Now I have another Lakuta. I could just summon... No, Exiled Force can't attack. So sure, let's summon out another Lakuta. Now I attack with everything because don't care about a Sakuretsu at this point. Everything is redundant. Hiya. Munch, 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 munch. The eating is good. Reset. 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 And reset. And now, what does set Ring of Destruction get me? I take him to 2,000. I think I'm just going to leave this slot open. Sure. Just pass the turn here. In case I draw into a Pot of Greed or like a Wave Motion Cannon, I would love to play out a Wave Motion Cannon next turn if I draw one. Which, by the way, halfway into my deck, where are the Wave Motion Cannons? Come on, deck. I know I sided down to 2, but... Nobleman of Crossout, do not care. At this point, sure. Knock all of my monsters. And another Nightmare Wheel. I wish I could target my monsters. There's so many games that I would have won so much quicker. If I could just target my own monsters with Nightmare Wheel and deal a bunch of burn damage. There's Gravity Bind. Now we're back to the Sakuretsu armor game. It does well. I've got a Golem Sentry. Yeah, this is fine. If they have a Saku for the Swarm of Scarabs, it's not that big of a deal. This is a 3-turn clock versus a 4-turn clock, so I'm just gonna attack with all of them. And if they do summon out a monster, I've got the Golem Sentry as backup. But we'll reset everything. 2,500, I deal 15. If they set a monster... Yeah, I'll set Ring of Destruction at this point. If they set a monster, I'll Nightmare Will it and attack in for 1,500. They go to 2,000 off the Nightmare Will, they go down to 500, and then Ring kills them. So, I think we're going to be able to pick up this game 3 here. It's been a fight in this match. Mind Control. The Lakuta? That's... I could Nightmare Will it. Before the flip, Nightmare Will. Okay. You know, whenever I said I wish I could Nightmare Will my own monsters, I guess I got my way, right? This is fine. Like, they don't lose now because I can't attack with the Lakuta, but that's all right. I guess they do still kind of lose, don't they? They'll just die on the next turn. I'm sorry. Main phase 1. Yeah, flip up Swarm. Flip up Swarm. Or Lakuta, sorry. Oh, Ceasefire. Oh, they are mega dead. Cool. All right, get in there. Call of the Haunted. This is fine. I don't really care what they pick. I just ring whatever they pick. That's fine. Yep, get your breaker. I will ring that. Thank you. Get out of here. We both take 1,600. Sounds good to me. And Des Lakuta, do the honors. All right. Able to pick up game 3 here against Earth Aggro. This one was a slog. The first one was just kind of an absolute beating. But, you know, a little bit of loose play. I'm a little rusty with the PACMAN. I've not played it a whole lot since the PACMAN to 1K series. Got a little bit burnout on it during that, but the matches are just as fun as I remember. I love this deck. Gotta bring more content on it. This Curse of Royal did actual nothing here. But I think the card's still good. Love my Curse of Royal. Anyway, that's PACMAN. I hope you guys enjoy this deck as much as I do. I know a lot of people absolutely hate this deck because it does play the floodgates. It is very stally. It grinds to a point where, like, your opponent can't play the game. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of that. Between the combo decks and the prison style decks, that's exactly what I want to be doing. Whenever I play pretty much any card game, really. That's just, I don't know. That's just kind of my play style. I love it. I have a whole lot of fun with these little just dopey monsters and stuff. But hey, that's PACMAN. That's our video. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be back with the next one.